Yeah.
A mule is an animal with long funny ears. He kicks up at anything he hears. His back is brawny but his brain is weak. He's just plain stupid with a stubborn streak. And by the way, if you hate to go to school, hey Sarah, you may grow up to be a mule. Or would you like to swing on a star, carry moonbeams home in a jar, and be better off than you are? Or would you rather be a pig? Pig? I don't want to be a pig.
A pig is an animal with dirt on his face. His shoes are a terrible disgrace. He has no manners when he eats his food. He's fat and lazy and extremely rude. But if you don't have a feather or a fin, you may grow up to be a pig.
Or would you like to swing on a star, carry moonbeams home in a jar, and be better off than you are? Or would you rather be a fish? A fish?
Sarah, would you want to be a fish?
A fish won't do anything but swim in a brook. He can write his name or read a book. To fool the people is his only thought. And though he's slippery, he still gets caught. But then if that's the sort of life that you wish, hey, you may grow up to be a fish. And all the monkeys are in the zoo.
Every day you see quite a few.
So you see, it's all up to you. You could be better than you are. You could be swinging on a star.
Oh, yeah.
Hello to Steve, Natalie, Jacob, and especially to little Sarah. I hope you're enjoying a good day today, Sarah. To the rest of you who are kind enough to watch Sarah's song, I would like to tell you Sarah's story. Let me begin by telling you that Sarah is the 6-year-old daughter of Steeve Vachon, a wonderful guitarist and Vangelism member. In late June of this year, Steve uploaded a video, and Sarah's story began to unfold. It began back in March of 2011 when Sarah began to complain of stomach aches. Her doctor diagnosed it as indigestion, but after 2 months of stomach aches and increased growth in her nodes, Sarah's doctor decided that more extensive tests were in order, and toward the end of May 2011, tests such as chest X-ray and abdominal echography confirmed the diagnosis of acute lymphoblastic leukemia. And on Monday, 30th of May 2011, Sarah was transported by ambulance to Chul, the University Hospital of the University Laval. After diagnosis in 2011, Sarah's initial treatment was so intensive that she could not leave the hospital. During this time, what she missed most were her 9-year-old brother Jacob, who had always been there to love her and soothe her, and her dog Silver, a delightful playmate whom she loves dearly. In addition to radiation, Sarah has gone through several types of chemotherapy and receives that treatment on a daily basis. The oncologists have ordered ever-increasing dosages, which causes Sarah ever-increasing pain. Although necessary to save Sarah's life, the effects of the higher doses have caused much anguish for her father Steve, her mother Natalie, and her big brother Jacob, who all experienced great difficulty seeing her in pain. In the endeavor to save Sarah's life, these intense chemotherapy treatments will continue through July 2013. Jacob was also recently diagnosed with Asperger's syndrome, and Sarah's mother, Natalie, also had a rare form of cancer diagnosed when she was just 13 years old. This type of cancer attacks the glands and soft muscles of the body. At the time, it was the 24th case discovered in the world, and at the time of the mother, Natalie's, diagnosis, doctors refused to offer her much treatment, saying she was going to die anyway. But her parents refused to give up and convinced doctors and specialists to finally begin cancer treatments. The summer of 2011 was planned as a time for her to rest before completing her teaching degree in 2012. During the first month of treatment for Sarah, Steve and Natalie stayed at the hospital with Sarah, and Jacob went to stay with his grandparents. At the end of the month, Steve returned home alone. At the time of Sarah's diagnosis, he was in the middle of renovating an older home for his family, and he had to rush to complete extensive renovations in preparation for Sarah's return home. With his father's help, he was able to do so, and Sarah arrived from the hospital to a home lovingly prepared for her. Steve told me, "Sarah is an example of courage for our entire family. She resigned in peace during her treatment and has not 1 ounce of aggressiveness when she suffers, and she just asks for comfort and relief she needs." There is much emotional and financial distress resting on the shoulders of Steve and his family. Steve accompanies Sarah for her treatments and has been off work due to depression. In the description of this video, you will find a link to PayPal, which will allow you to make a small donation to Sarah and her family to help relieve a little of the financial stress. You do not have to be a PayPal member to use this link, as you will be able to simply use a credit or debit card. Make sure when you go to this site it says Sarah's Song. 100% of money donated through this link will go to little Sarah and her family. For those of you fortunate to have healthy children, stop and think for a moment of what a diagnosis like this would mean to you and your family in the event a child of yours became ill. Most of us are familiar with the song sang by Whitney Houston that begins, "I believe the children are the future. Teach them well and let them lead the way." Sarah is one of those children, and also her brother Jacob. When I look at her photos, I see a small face with eyes shining and a bright smile, full of hope for her future. I hope you see the same things I see, and that you will be motivated to contribute just a little bit to Sarah's hope. Please feel free to copy this link and pass it along to your friends and family. Post it on Facebook, tweet it, however you can get the message out. I thank you so very much for watching Sarah's Song and for listening to her story. On behalf of Steve and Natalie, Jacob, and especially Sarah, I extend a huge thank you. And on behalf of Kirk James, our Scottish tenor, Dave Rodriguez, our videographer extraordinaire, and myself, Nancy Burridge, we wish to offer loving thank yous as well to all the members of our Vandalism family and their friends and family for their contribution. Thank you also to the many Vandalism friends who have acted as promoters of this video. And thank you especially for watching.
Thank you.